Good afternoon. I'm Mark Allen with Gaper.io, and I'm here today with Greg Rowe, the Chief Solutions Architect at SAIC. Good afternoon, Greg. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. Good to see y'all.
Yeah, that's good. Is that a Spartan jacket you're wearing there?
Yeah, this is West Point, my
Ah,
old alma mater.
oh, you're a West Point grad. Very good. Very fine school. My nephew graduated from Annapolis, so very fond of the academies. So, so to start with, can you share a brief background of yourself and your work experience?
Sure. So I was after West Point, 8 years Army active duty. Then I was another 8 years doing ERP systems. Then I transferred over doing ITSM systems, and then I moved from commercial accounts into federal accounts in 2001. The economy kind of went down, and so I've been doing a lot of federal work lately.
Interesting. Very good. And what is it that, I mean, I know what SAIC does. It's been around for years, but explain what SAIC does, what the acronym stands for too.
Sure. That's a good question. System Application Integration Corporation.
Yes.
I think I said that right.
Yeah. I think so. What do they do? Who is their typical client? And
sure. Yeah, we've got generally my group focuses on engaging the federal government in these billion-dollar deals. And mine are primarily DoD. And so then we manage the programs involved. We're becoming more and more on promoting products that are developed internally. So yeah, we cover a wide spectrum.
Very interesting. And, and I know from talking to you that you're living basically in the Kansas City area. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the DoD is based in Washington, D.C., correct?
Correct. Yeah, I spent time at the Pentagon last year and a lot of DC work. And finally they said, you know what? Okay, you've met everybody, you know everybody now, so you go back home.
Oh, really? So did they let you go back home before COVID?
Yeah, just before. I mean, it was like a month before that all hit.
Wow.
I can tell you a story about that, but I don't know if you want to hear.
Sure, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I had kept an apartment in Reston, Virginia, and then I left, and COVID hit, and I didn't really get back due to restrictions. I finally got back 2 months later, and my car was gone. And I went to the facility people, my car's gone. Like, well, call the towing company. The towing company showed up, even without being ordered. They took my car and then a month later crushed it. And I called them, I said, what the heck? Anyway, I got a lawyer, and in the end, it was like Virginia law was protecting the towing company. So
wow. What year car was it? Can we ask?
Oh, it was like in 1999. The lawyer told me, you know what, it's going to cost you more to pursue this matter than it would the car was worth. Like, yeah, you're right.
Well, but still, just to do that without, I mean, it's registered, so they have to know how to get in touch with you, right?
Yeah, they said, well, you had out-of-state plates, so we don't care.
we won't comment on that since
no, that's my little side story. So
since you do government contract work, we won't make any comments about that.
Right.
So
really.
I mean, did COVID have a big effect on SAIC and your division in particular?
What's really good is it did not directly, other than the fact that everyone began working remotely. And that's cool. I mean, we had all the technology to do that. And there's a little bit of adjustment because a lot of people prefer face-to-face meetings, at least for big, important events. But other than that fact, just like we're doing here, you got video conferencing and, whiteboards you can share, all that. So honestly, I'm glad it's not directly affected us a lot. We're considered essential workers, et cetera. And I really feel badly for those who, they shut down companies.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. And, you're a solution architect is your what you do for a living. So you certainly can do that from pretty much anywhere in the world, correct?
Yeah, correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come up with solutions, work with other folks. And yeah, it takes a little bit longer
Hmm.
to coordinate. You know, they say face-to-face communication is like 80% effective. Doing things that are only audio, that's like less than 50% effective. So we're at that place now where we're somewhere between those.
Yeah. And I think most people have adjusted to these types of meetings now. Would you agree?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know about the Kansas City area. I know California is at where I live is at 50% open now. We're going fully open June 15th. I would think Missouri, you're in Kansas City, Kansas or Missouri? Which one?
I'm in a suburb of Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay. So both of those states generally tend to be more open. What do you think is going to happen when we do go back to, business as usual? Do you think you'll be renting in a place back in Reston again?
I could be. I'd suggest probably not. They're actually in the process of shutting down the office I used to work in.
Hmm.
And they've realized, we can do this work remotely, and there's a huge cost savings when you consider rent in the DC area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm actually talking to a fair number of companies that have canceled their leases, and now that it's been over a year, most of them, they came up and they said, you know what, we've learned we don't need an office, a full blown office for everybody. Is that basically what's happening with your division?
Yeah, isn't it funny that it took people a while to figure that out? Like, you don't have to be in the office every day. It was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it this way, but on some federal contracts, I worked on several, Marine Corps and USDA, for example, and we would call it butts in seat. They wanted people there so the government managers could see who's working that day.
Yeah.
And that's, I can understand, I guess, entry level folks, maybe that's needed, but folks like us, you get to a professional level where I'm going to get the work done, doesn't matter where I am, and I'm going to save an hour or two a day in traffic. So it's actually better for everyone.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm in San Francisco, and it's not it before COVID, it was horrible traffic. And I know the DC area has some pretty bad traffic too. I assume it's okay now. I don't really know. I haven't been there in well over a year. So,
Right. No, it's a whole shift in the paradigm. My wife and I have lived in 8 different places, including Monterey, California. And yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's like, what? Yeah, everything's different now. It's really crazy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And Monterey has nowhere near the traffic that San Francisco.
Oh, I loved it.
Yes, especially if you golf, it's a wonderful place to live.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
So what do you think overall, not just SAIC, but in general, do you think industry in general is going to go to a more hybrid model, or do you think it'll be back to butts in seat?
Yeah, I'm curious how the federal government's going to respond. So when I was doing Pentagon work, there are 35,000 people working there. And then one day, suddenly, no one can get to the office. It took them a month to figure out how to telecommute. So I think the world will be a different place.
Yeah.
Not only SAIC, federal government, elsewhere. And, there's some people who want to be in the office. I don't know if it's 30% or whatever. But there are others who get more done, like we're saying, by not being in the office.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And then I think people that want to be in the office still don't want to be in the office 40 hours a week. I think they want to be in the office a certain amount of time.
Right.
And I think that's true of a lot of people. They do want to at least want to get up, at least 1 day or 2 days a week and go somewhere that's a destination, as opposed to always being at home.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 1 or 2 days a week. There's a lot of benefit to face-to-face work.
Yeah, I agree. And a little known fact, not SAIC, but DOD is the largest employer in the United States. Most people don't know that. Now,
yeah,
it is military. Pardon me?
Yes, yeah. It is. It's kind of interesting. A lot of people don't realize, the federal government itself, overall, is like most of the economy almost. It's very different. Yeah.
Yeah, and California's not too far behind.
Yeah, that too.
So, well, Greg, I want to thank you for your time today. It's been great talking to you. It's always great to talk to a West Point veteran, a little near and dear to my heart. My dad was in the military, so
Yes.
I wish you a great week, and hopefully you'll get back to resting, but not full time soon.
Not too much. Yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate the invitation. Glad to speak to you.